Okay guys, are we going great guns today? We have 3 weeks until my children come. So we sat down today and decided how we would divide our tasks into the days that we have left until we have to go back to the home base, because we have family coming from the States. We have to visit them there because the girls are too young to come here yet. So, and then my daughter from the UK is flying in and my son from Dallas. And then we're all coming back out, but Ryan's going to be coming before us because there is so much that we have to do this summer. So we're really under the gun, but we're going to get started today in the greenhouse. I'm going to finish planting my plants, and we have a serious to-do list, but hello, Opal. We're going to get going on it right now. So off to the greenhouse we go. Oh, wow. He's already transplanting the soil. We're going to make this raised bed a little bit better for drainage. And I've got to get this sorted out because I've got things that I need to transplant. Taking a check on my newly transplanted tomato, my pepper, my other tomato. Okay, that one is not looking good. And that little tomato. Now the peas have done well. I just decided to just put them out here and just take a chance. They seem to be okay. I'm going to put my potatoes in that bin there. And everything else is looking really great. So it's going to be the start of a very, very busy day and a fun day, because this is what we've been waiting for, to do this kind of thing. So we're just going to get going. Well, it feels so good to be out in the greenhouse now because I do have so many tasks to do, and these are the tasks that I've really been waiting for. One of them is going to be planting a couple extra seeds from my big garden pack that I got. That didn't actually turn out all that great. Now, it's not the big vegetable garden company's fault. It's kind of mine, because these slipped and fell on the ground, and it's okay. I'm going to be planting them anyways because, I mean, look, they're little sprouts and stuff. I'm sure we can work with these somehow. So I'm going to be doing that today. And I'm also going to be putting a lot of these other plants into like the 5-gallon buckets, because tomatoes, for instance, work really well in 5-gallon buckets. And actually a lot of vegetables do. Ryan now is getting this bed all completely ready for use because I'm going to be planting some things in there later today as well. So really, this is a big garden day for me, and Ryan's got a lot of other tasks as well that I'm going to be able to help him with. So just going to get started. This bucket sat outside in the freezing snow, and this came up. I still can't believe it. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
That's iceberg lettuce, honey.
So I'm just about to mix up some neem oil with some detergent and water, and I'm going to spray that on our plants. And I know some people say, oh, it's amazing. Some people say don't do it. We're going to try it just because we have such a horrific infestation of aphids on our apple trees. And we have to save them, because literally the leaves right now just look like little nets on some of them, and I'm just trying to do whatever I can to save them this year. So hopefully this will work. I think an infestation of aphids on the apples are going to mean that they're everywhere else too. So we're just going to go and mix this up. One of the first things that I'm going to do this morning is don my gloves, because I'm going to mix up some neem oil with a little tiny bit of detergent as an emulsifier, and then I'm going to use this spray bottle and soak down my apple trees and some of the other plants and vegetables. And I know some people are saying that we shouldn't use it, but this is like a serious infestation. So some people say we should. So I guess we'll just try it out and see if it actually works. The aphids are crazy though. Here I thought we had none. We have a ton, turns out. And a ton of mosquitoes too. Because we're in the greenhouse and we're not near our mosquito magnet. Neem oil is an organic pesticide. And I'm just going to mix up a batch here. Protective gloves. Got that covered. What we're going to do is put 2 tablespoons of neem oil into a gallon of water. The kind of neem oil that I got is called Streams Natural, and it's cold pressed. And it's as natural as you can possibly get. So I'm just going to pour 2 tablespoons directly into this water here. And as you know, it's oil, so it just rises to the top, and it's not going to mix really well on its own.
So how do you get it to mix?
We are going to use 2 teaspoons of Dawn dish detergent to break that up, because it's an emulsifier. It'll break the oil up. So we're going to take our teaspoons, and it does have a slight smell to it. Neem oil does. I don't mind it because it's just kind of earthy. Doesn't bother me at all. And I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of Dawn right in. I'm a big measurer.
There you go. You're all done. You got extra.
Thank you so much. See, that didn't take as long as we thought it would.
An hour. I had it sort of burned in the middle.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah.
you can do it any way you like. And you can add more soil there if you want. See that there, honey?
Thank you so much. I'm going to mix this up. Give it a few good shakes. That is all mixed up in there now. So I'm going to go take this out. Make sure that that's free and clear. And I'm going to go and spray these apple trees. Okay, so this is heartbreaking to look at. Some of these leaves have been clear eaten right through. They're just net. Some there aren't even there anymore at all. So I feel like they are just going crazy. So I'm going to get them. So we just have to spray it like crazy. Just soak them down. Underneath them, on top of them, every single leaf. They are there. They are eating them like crazy. And we're going to give it a really good going over. Well, these are all finished up for the day. So I think we're going to try and keep them out of the sun. We have a whole load of apples on here. And I'm so excited about that. Like, I mean a ton. But the garden man told me to take all but 10 off. So that's going to be painful, but I've got to do that. We want a nice healthy tree. It just so happens that the aphids have made it not so healthy. So in the end, we only really want to have about 10 apples on here. We have way more. As you can see, we've got a ton. I'm wearing gloves because I just did the neem oil thing. We want to take off some more because there are so many on here and you can just pick them. I mean, I just can't get over this. How easy they all come off. We're going to take a few of these off. I think next year, I mean, obviously this year, this is, a bit tough. Yeah, that one's a bit tougher. We're not going to have a huge bounty. We don't want a huge bounty this year, but we do want a healthy tree next year. So how many do we have here now? About
The little one here too, you just pick them right off.
Yeah, you just pick them off,
Like that?
That's right. I can make an apple pie.
That'd be a sour apple pie.
Sour apple. I want to cut into it just to look at it, to show that we actually had our own apples. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got about the right amount now. Hey? I think.
If you think so.
I think so, because of course all the energy goes into making these little apples, right? And the tree's not quite healthy enough yet. We're going to plant it, you know, into some lovely soil where it can really thrive. We'll get some good irrigation on there, some nice bright sunshine, and I think this apple tree is going to be more than just for the birds. So the apples that we chose for one of our very first trees is called a Goodland apple, and it's got a cold tolerance of up to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 42 degrees Celsius, and it is a zone 2. It needs full sun, and it's got really beautiful white flowers with a little pink tint, and it's already got apples. So right now it's really just the beginning process where we want to get it in a good place that they love. It's got a friend over there, and I'll introduce you to it in just a minute. But I think that this is the start of a really lovely friendship here on Bird Island. I know it's going to love it here. The other apple tree that we got is called the Norkent, and it's a green apple with red streaks. Good eating, fresh. It's good for baking and storage. They're hardy, they're crisp, and they're also in a zone 2. So that can go all the way down to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And they're good for cross-pollination. So we need to plant them fairly close to our other apple tree so they can be friends. That one over there is a plum, and we've got another plum for that tree as well. Okay, well, things are taking shape. I've got a few things planted. We've got peppers, peas, cucumbers, beets, squash. There's my grapevines up there. We've got 4 more tomatoes that I need to plant. And then in the middle there, we've got a zucchini, which I'm gonna move. And we've got that big bin for potatoes. So I'll do that later on. The greenhouse is being used. It's being full on used. There's my first bounty of apples. Now, I guess when we look at the perspective, don't they look lovely? Until you do this. Oh well, next year it'll be better.